Hey guys, welcome to New by Design. Just going to be continuing the walkthrough series here for Destiny with part 6, which is going to cover the World's Grave, which is a level 7 mission on the moon here. This is one of the longer missions. Actually, it's the longest mission so far, at least for me it was. And there's a really cool jump coming up here if you guys want to hit this jump and see what you can do as well. I chose to do the 360 reversal there. Anyways, guys, so like I said, there's not too many missions so far longer than this, and a lot of this is going to be basically spent clearing off mobs on the way to the actual fight itself. So you can see I finally got myself a weapon upgrade here and upgraded to a level 8 gun, which fires really fast and extremely inaccurately. There's just a ton of kick to this weapon, but you're able to hold, I think, 800 rounds, so that's kind of nice going into the fights that you can hold that much rounds. At least for me it is. I like having a lot of ammo. And you can see that you'll see pretty quickly on that it is difficult to keep this gun kind of in check and on actual aim, but it's nice to be able to have a magazine that carries 50 rounds. So the first part of this mission is, like I said, just clearing mobs. You're going to have to clear 2 knights at the same time, or 2 hallowed knights at the same time down here. They're a little bit more difficult to clear, but just kind of the same process. You can just kind of run around in circles and try to use rocks and stuff as your cover. And biggest thing is just to basically maybe put yourself at a little bit of risk trying to clear one of them quickly, because if you don't clear one fast, it's a little bit difficult. So you can see we're able to clear off one pretty quickly, and that's kind of when it is handy to have that much ammunition. Again, with this gun too, like I said, it does hold a lot of ammo, but each round doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. So if you're wanting to make every round count, this is probably not the gun for you, but it definitely is a whole lot of fun to use. At least for me, it is, anyways. So you can see we just cleared it off, and we're going to be heading into this area here and picking up some heavy ammo for our machine gun as we're doing that. So we're just going to hop in here. And this first part, I apologize, it's going to be a little bit boring. I tried to run as fast as I could through it without making it so that it's impossible for you guys to figure out where to go. But there is a lot of walking on the way to this mission. And basically this one, you can just kind of jump down to the bottom and then kind of spin your way around and find out where the light is. Where that light is the tunnel that you have to run down there. So you're going to come over to a circle of a ton of mobs that you're going to have to clear up here. And none of them are particularly difficult. There is one knight that pops out through here. But this is kind of what this mission is there's a whole lot of, basically, a lot of mobs in a specific area that you have to clear heading to the library here, or the World's Grave library, I guess it is. And you're going to have to keep on popping through everything here. And like I say, it's one of those things where you could do it fast depending on your guns that you have and the risk that you're willing to take, but we're going to slow it a little bit down here to make everything so that you can see it. I did debate kind of fast forwarding through all this just because it is just kind of clearing areas, but to be honest with you, the whole part of this is clearing areas, so I would be basically fast forwarding through the entire video here. So there's a couple points in this and a couple tactics that you can use to your advantage, and one of them is definitely that if you have a shotgun, or at least a good shotgun, like a green uncommon shotgun, you can probably do quite a bit of damage, or you should be able to kill most of the hollowed knight, or sorry, regular knights and the wizards with a couple shots. The wizards are a little bit more difficult because it's hard to place an accurate shot because of how fast they move as soon as you get up on them there. But I would definitely recommend using the shotgun if you do have a decent one. You could see I kind of got stuck in the wizard's little thing that they do there, and for whatever reason it wouldn't let me out of it. I guess that's because I was probably trapped directly into the center of it. The best way that I've found so far to get rid of the wizards, aside from the shotgun, if you're super accurate with it, is to just switch right up to the machine gun. If you use a machine gun, you can just tear them apart super fast. So you can see we got the first area of lots of mobs cleared off, and we're just going to head towards our right and keep going down towards everything. And while we're doing that, we're going to make sure that we have all of our guns topped up with ammo, because that's just the smart thing to do. So this part is actually a little bit difficult here. This part here, there's a ton of mobs that just keep coming down, like just a ton of them. I don't know how many there is, probably 20, 25 of them or something like that. A couple of them are thrall, so they're fairly easy, but there is a couple other more challenging mobs. Specifically speaking to the wizard that's down there, that is just a pain in the butt. There's a couple knights down there, and there is this pulsing circle that you can see right at the top. It's not really pulsing right now, but it continues to shoot stuff at you the entire time you're doing it. What I would recommend for this, if you have it, is instead of a shotgun, and I know that's the opposite of what I normally say, instead of a shotgun, maybe for this mission, use a sniper rifle, because with a sniper rifle, this would have been insanely easy compared to how difficult I kind of made it for myself. So you could see I ended up using my supercharge there just to clean out the wizard and the knight, just because it's such a pain otherwise. So I kind of tried to have them all group up at the same time, ran up and used the super. And it was actually extraordinarily effective just because it was more luck based than anything, I guess. I basically hit everything at the same time and had them all kind of grouped up to the same area. So that is the pulsing spinning thing I'm talking about there. And it is a pain. It shoots a ton of those missile seekers at you, and you can't really do anything about it except for I use this rock and I just kind of go back and forth. As soon as he shoots, I run to the other side and keep on doing that. And when you blow him up like that, he sends out those pulsing things that follow you and explode in front of you as well. And they just keep on following until you run them into something. Fortunately, I only took 2 of them there because that actually would have killed me if I had taken them all there. So now we clear it out, and that's probably, in my opinion, that's the most difficult part of it. And it's like I say, it's not as difficult as if you have your super and you can get rid of those mobs pretty quickly, like the wizard and the knight there. But otherwise, it is kind of a bit of a pain there. So we're going to continue through here. Here's another little bit of walking. And then there's going to be a ton of thrall that are at the base. Actually, no, wait, that's not quite now. That's a little bit further in. And this is going to be where you have another bunch of mobs, and you have the first boss. You have the knight that the ghost is speaking of basically the entire time, that holds the key to get into the grave itself. So we're going to keep on clearing these guys. Again, this is probably a lot easier if you have a sniper rifle. I will say, if you stay down here and kill these mobs first and not retreat backwards, you avoid spawning about 30 acolytes behind you. Instead, they spawn in front of you here, and it is a whole lot easier. So I would definitely say stay down here, do not retreat back, because then they get in just with a bunch of different stuff, and it actually is pretty hard to get them all, or at least I'll say it's time consuming, not difficult, because they're not super difficult mobs to kill. So we're going to keep going here, clearing these mobs. Another wizard that just popped up, and actually right behind us in that, I don't know, I guess arena type looking area that's surrounded is where the knight is itself. But I didn't want to have to fight all these mobs at the same time, so I'm kind of clearing them out, because if you do not, they will all jump in that ring with you, and it is a very difficult fight if that does happen. So I'm just going to keep on getting rid of this wizard here. Once I do get rid of him, then we'll start working our way over. You can see that there's another mob that kind of got in behind me there. I think it's an acolyte here, so we're going to get rid of him as soon as we can actually find this little ninja that's hiding here. And yeah, you know what, we'll just let him come to us. So yeah, you can see I have the shotgun out. Probably not the best choice for this, just because I end up missing this guy right off the bat. But it is, if you go really close to the acolytes and you have a decent shotgun, you can kill them usually like just in the one shot, which is kind of nice here. So basically right now what I'm trying to do is charge my super so I can get in and destroy that knight in one blow, because he is otherwise not super hard, but he's kind of annoying to fight, and he does have some decently powerful moves. So you can see we finally charged our supercharge here, and now I'm just going to run right at him and just blow him up in the one go here. And the only reason that happened is because I used the super so close to him. So if you don't, if you're playing Titan and you use it far away, it's probably not going to work. Or actually Wizard or Hunter either. Yeah, anyway, any of the jobs that you're playing, if you're far away. Actually, Hunter, you could probably be far away. Hunter with the golden guns is actually pretty good still, and it would likely still do him in 1 or 2 shots anyway. So we're just going to keep going here. You can see that I have my indicator saying that there's mobs around me and stuff, but I'm not necessarily going to worry about them because we defeated the mobs necessary to continue on, and those ones aren't going to chase us down really, so I'm not too worried about it here. You can see we are severely low on ammo right now. I've got probably 85 of my primary rounds. I've got 11 shotgun or secondary rounds, and I had very little heavy, but now I've got a couple because I just picked some up. And of course we have a wizard to take down here, and that's going to be a pain, so I think what we're just going to do is use our heavy ammo and take out that wizard, because you could see how easy it is with the heavy ammo. And again, that's I don't have a really good heavy ammo slot. I have a level 7 machine gun, and it is just a common, just a common basic level 11 machine gun, and so it's nothing special. However, when I do level up here, I will have an awesome one. Well, I shouldn't say an awesome one. I have a uncommon ready for me for when I level up. So you can see we're just continuing to clear through here. There's basically, that's pretty much all we had to clear to spawn the door to open here behind us. So we're going to continue on through there. And there's a trick to this part up here. Again, we're going to do a little bit of walking, and then there's a group of thrall that we have to kill. If you're like me, you're going to probably run out of ammo, because like I said, this gun that I'm using shoots super fast, has a ton of ammo, but it has so much kickback because of that it's kind of a pain to mess around with. So we're gonna, like I say, keep working our way down, and there's going to be one group of thrall, and then we're in the last area where we basically end up finishing the mission. So we're going to clear these thrall right quick here. And just because there's so many, and like I say, this gun isn't super accurate, I really don't want to use my super right now, because I want to save it to make the next area easier. So we're just going to keep on having a boxing match here with these thrall. Which is not the most effective way. As you can see, I almost ended up dying trying that boxing match, but at the same time, I didn't want to use my super and I was out of ammo. So the reason I'm saving my super is for just a little bit past here. Fortunately, I was able to hit the knight straight on with that grenade, and it's a flashbang grenade, so it stunned him as well. And otherwise, well, if he had got a shield up right quick, then I would have probably been in a little bit of trouble there. And anyways, we ended up saving ourselves some time. So I recommend that you do that as well. If you have a grenade to toss at the knight right at the start there, it's a fast way to clear him off and to get through this area, which would otherwise take you a little bit of time. Alright, so we're just coming up to the last area here, and this is what I was saving my super for, because this is going to save me a ton of time just doing this right here now, because they all kind of stay praying there until you engage. And right there you can see I just took out a knight, 3 acolytes, and a lot of pain. And as well, I restocked a ton of ammo without having to use any ammo because I was short. And now basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be clearing a ton of acolytes, and you're also going to be clearing a bunch of thrall, some cursed thrall, and some knights. So the biggest thing, or the most difficult thing about this, is there's a bunch of knights that spawn on, I'll just wait till I turn around there so that you can see it. So the knights spawn on that side on top, on that top ledge up there, and the entire fight they're just shooting at you, kind of making it a bit of a pain in the butt to fight anything that's coming at you. So I used my super there because I like to use my super at the start, but you can save it and run directly to the back and use it. What I'm actually going to do in this guide, and what works well for me, because, and the reason I say that is because where you deployed your ghost, you can just kind of hide, run back and forth between there. It's a bit of a waste of time here what I'm doing, shooting these guys here in the back, and I was hoping to get to the back level before that group spawns so that I can clear some of that back row, because you can see the toughest part about this mission is that back upper row that just keeps on shooting at you. So you can see we spawned a wizard here, and we're actually going to make relatively decent quick work from him, and that's intentionally because I hate those wizards, especially this one in particular, because it causes you quite a bit of grief. And we're going to try to get rid of this acolyte here without dying as well, and see what happens here. So again, like I said, we're saving for a super, because once we get the super, we can go back up to that back row where all those mobs are causing us just a ton of problems, and then just use our super move to clear all the knights and everything from there. And again, I'm using my punch because it builds up my super faster, and this is kind of a waste of bullets, to be honest with you, at least with my gun. If you have a sniper rifle, you can pick them off in the back relatively easily without too much difficulty anyways, because there is a couple seconds that you have between each group of spawns that does spawn. So here you can see is our first cursed thralls coming up at us here, and we're going to get rid of him and blow him up. And I finally did build the supercharge. So now that I have the super, I'm going to start working my way to that back area there, and I'm going to clear them all, just because, like I said, they are a pain. I'm not going to blow it on this guy here. I'm specifically hunting down the knight, so we're going to take a little damage doing it, but that's okay. So right now we just blew up our knight, and now we've got, I don't think, there we go, there's a cursed thrall right there. And then that is going to be it. That's everything cleared, and that would be the, well, once you get up to the top here, it'll be the end of the mission, pretty much. Looks like I missed one of the guys there, unfortunately. So we have one more night to clear, and he might bring a friend with him. Yeah, he does bring a friend with him, actually. So we're going to have to clear those guys as well. And once we do, then that'll be the end of this fight here. Of course, I ran out of bullets when that guy has like just a millimeter of his health bar left. And this would be an unfortunate time to die after going through all that and hitting the end of the mission. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend getting into a punching match with a knight that's about to drop a huge sword on you. But yeah, that's all there is to this, guys. If you guys found this video useful or enjoyed it at all, please click the like button. It helps me a lot when you do, and thanks for watching.